بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ومن آياته أن خلقكم من تراب ثم إذا أنتم بشر تنتشرون ومن آياته أن خلق لكم من أنفسكم أزواجا لتسكنوا إليها وجعل بينكم مودة ورحمة إن في ذلك لآيات لقوم يتفكرون ومن آياته خلق السماوات والأرض واختلاف ألسنتكم وألوانكم إن في ذلك لآيات للعالمين ومن آياته منامكم بالليل والنهار وابتغاؤكم من فضله إن في ذلك لآيات لقوم يسمعون ومن آياته يريكم البرق خوفا وطمعا وينزل من السماء ماء فيحيي به الأرض بعد موتها إن في ذلك لآيات لقوم يعقلون ومن آياته أن تقوم السماء والأرض بأمره ثم إذا دعاكم دعوة من الأرض إذا أنتم تخرجون وله من في السماوات والأرض كل له قانتون وهو الذي يبدأ الخلق ثم يعيده وهو أهون عليه وله المثل الأعلى في السماوات والأرض وهو العزيز الحكيم صدق الله العظيم. And among the signs of God is this, that He created Adam from dust and then Eve from Adam's rib, and then their offspring from the semen, and behold you how human beings gathered. And among His signs is this, that He created for you wives from among yourselves, that you may find tranquility in them, and He has put between you affection and mercy, really, in that are indeed signs for people who reflect. And among His signs is the creation of the heavens and the earth, and the difference of your languages and colors, really, in that are indeed signs for men of sound knowledge. And among His signs is the sleep that you take by night and by day, and your seeking of His bounty, verily, in that are indeed signs for people who listen. And among His signs is that He shows you the lightning by way of fear and hope, and He sends down water from the sky, and therewith revives the earth after its death. Verily, in that are indeed signs for people who understand. And among His signs is that the heaven and the earth stand by His coming. Then afterwards, when He will call you by a single call, behold, you will come out from the earth, from your graves for reckoning and recompense. To Him belongs whatever is in the heavens and the earth. All are obedient to Him. And it is He who originates the creation. Then we repeat it after it has been purged. And this is even easier for Him. To Him belongs the highest attribute in the heavens and earth, and He is the exalted in might, the all-wise. God has spoken the truth. Thank you very much.
Jazakallah khair, Brother Saleh, for that beautiful recitation. May Allah reward you and your teachers and your family immensely. Now for the national anthem, I would like to call upon Isha Samiuddin to come to the stage. Please let us all rise for the national anthem. you, Isha, for singing that anthem that means so much to us Canadians. Now, I would like to introduce the founder of MCC, Mr. Muhammad Azhar Ali Khan. For many of us here tonight, he is known as our dear uncle. Due to his vision and dream, MCC was created, and we are in the process of enhancing and taking MCC to the next level. Uncle Azhar Ali Khan is a retired journalist, civil servant, and refugee judge. He has received the Order of Canada, the Order of Ontario, and the Queen's Golden and Diamond Jubilee medals for his work as a journalist, leadership of Muslim, and efforts to promote understanding between Canadians and diverse backgrounds. He founded the MCC, which seeks to uplift the vulnerable in the community and also work with other Canadians to promote human rights, dignity, justice, and equality for all Canadians. Please join me in welcoming Uncle Azhar Ali Khan.
Assalamu alaikum. May peace and security be with all of you. Sorry for fiddling with this, but for a moment I thought I had brought my grocery list and I'll have to read it to you. But now I have the right one. Thank you so much. I'm a little surprised to be called Uncle Azhar. I think I've been promoted to grandfather now. So in the name of God, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I thank MCC for asking me to say a few words. I invite Brother Jafar Hashmi to join me. Where is he? Because he and I worked together to form MCC. When I started MCC, Brother Jafar Hashmi and Brother Nazir Nasrullah gave me immense help and helped to bring Shias and Sunnis and all Muslims together. And together we stand, inshallah. Now the first Muslims in Canada were James and Agnes Love, who came to Canada in 1851 from Scotland. Today Muslims constitute 3% of Canada's population and are contributing in Cabinet, the Senate, the House of Commons, and in all fields of life. MCC's goal is to assist our most vulnerable, widows, the alienated youth, the mentally ill, and the poor, and also to strengthen our ties with our fellow Canadians of all faiths, particularly the Aboriginal people. Now, numerous Muslim organizations are doing just this. What MCC wants to do is to bring us together to jointly make this effort. And we want also to deepen our ties with all fellow Canadians. MCC is an ideal organization. It welcomes everybody, it treats everybody with respect, and it treats women, youth, and in fact all sections of the community with particular respect and care. Now that MCC has brought us together, we have to look into the next challenge of how best to serve the community effectively. I hope MCC will seriously look into acquiring a building for widows, widowers, elderly, ill, refugees, youth, and new immigrants. We live in the world's best country, by the grace of God. It is our duty to be thankful and to serve Canada and all humanity to the best of our ability. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Uncle, for your inspirational and positive message. I completely agree with you. We totally live in the greatest country. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you good health and a long life. Up next, our President, Brother Tahwar Mahmoud Rana. A little bit about him. Brother Tahwar has been a member of the Orleans community and an active participant with Masjid Bilal since 1997. He was an enthusiastic volunteer for 10 years and then joined as board member for the masjid. He was appointed as secretary in January 2008, and then in 2011, he was appointed by the board as president of the Islamic Society of Cumberland, also known as Masjid Bilal. During his time as president, he was able to successfully lead the team in completing the overall construction of the masjid. He also helped to establish a strong financial standing for Masjid Bilal. With the help of his team, Brother Tahwar led many fundraising initiatives that ensured that Masjid Bilal and the community were able to raise $4.5 million over the years and make Masjid Bilal a debt-free masjid. Alhamdulillah. Brother Tahwar is known for his ability to build relationships within the Muslim community and the community at large. He has built many strong partnership and outreach programs with the city councilors and members of the provincial and federal governments. Personally, I can attest to all this. Being part of MCC under his leadership, I have learned a lot in such a short little period of time. He truly believes that together we are stronger and that we should all work together towards making this beautiful city and country of ours as great as it can be. Brother Tahwar, please join me on stage.
Thank you, Sister Dania. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. My dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu Alaikum. It's my privilege and pleasure on behalf of the Muslim Coordinating Council of the National Capital Region to welcome you at our second annual Unity Dinner with the theme of Stronger Together. We are pleased to have you in attendance and hope that you enjoy this evening. MCC was founded in October 2006. This organization is embraced by 30 member organizations and exists to serve the collective welfare of Canadian Muslims. MCC aims to have Muslim organizations within the Ottawa-Gatineau area serve their community and work with the fellow Canadians of other faiths to promote human rights, dignity, justice, and equality. We collectively seek to ensure that Muslims work with our fellow Canadians to contribute to our country and are trusted, respected, and appreciated as valued citizens. MCC is the only organization in Ottawa-Gatineau that has brought Sunni, Shia, women, youth, and ethnic organizations to work collectively for the well-being of all Canadian Muslims and to work with Canadian organizations, individuals, institutions to make Canada a better country for all of its citizens. Even though all Muslim organizations and masajid work independently for their respective local communities, we have created a platform where we can meet and discuss our common goals and communicate our progress. Also, a platform that would help represent our collective communities by offering various programs and events in order to benefit not only the Muslim community, but for all communities here in the Ottawa-Gatineau region. The vision and the goal of this event is to allow all of us to gather, discuss, explore our common issues. We would like to emphasize that this venue is intended to provide an open and welcoming environment that is relevant to us all without any judgment. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all of our past presidents, starting with the founder and the first president, Muhammad Azhar Ali Khan, Muhammad Zikriya Khan, Anwarul Haq, and Ghulam Madari, for their dedication and commitment towards this organization. Without a good foundation, we could have not reached this level, so thank you for your services. A very special thanks to one of our key founding members and the current Vice President, Brother Jafar Hashmi. We greatly appreciate his services and continued work for MCC-NCR. Thanks to our second Vice President, Sister Ida Rafika, Secretary, Sister Sahada Alulu, Joint Secretary, Brother Saad Rashid, Treasurer, Sister Dania Bala, who's also, mashallah, at MC today and doing a wonderful job, Sister Susan Usman from CIO, Brother Latif Ahmed from KMA, Brother Kashif Alamdar from ISIA, for their services to MCC and in particular helping us to organize this dinner. Thanks to Sister Naseem Rita, who prepares the MCC newsletters on the weekly basis. A very special thank to Mr. Andrew Leslie, the Member of Parliament Orleans, for helping us to organize this dinner at this location. What an honor. Thanks to Sheikh Ali Karam Ali and Sheikh Umar Subedar for accepting our invitation to be the keynote speakers of this event. Also, I would like to acknowledge in our presence Chandra Arya, Member of Parliament for Nepean, Mona Fortier, Member of Parliament Ottawa Vanier, Embassy of Republic of Iraq, and the Pakistan High Commission. And above all, thanks to all member organizations, various masajid, multi-faith groups, our sponsors, and other respected guests for joining us tonight. We wouldn't be here without your help, and we are still counting your continued participation to grow and expand MCC-NCR. My dear brothers and sisters, Islam by definition is a religion of peace. We are indeed a grateful and peaceful community. We take great pride in our accomplishments, one of which is bringing all organizations together through the MCC platform. As proud Muslims, we indeed are invested in our making our collective communities thrive and succeed. By sharing our compassion and understanding with each other, we continue the journey of educating ourselves and others on the principles of Islam. On behalf of MCC, my message is about unity. Not only with the followers of Islam, but with all faiths. My message is about respect for each other. My message is about acceptance for each other. My message is about tolerance, and it is about love. This entire evening is based on the principles of working together in this wonderful country for ours, Canada. Because here in Canada, we celebrate and honor one another. A true sign of a diverse and multicultural society. We can always accomplish more together. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Brother Tahor, for those words, for your leadership, and for setting a clear and beneficial roadmap for MCC. He also mentioned something about a newsletter. If you guys are not on our newsletter, I highly recommend it. Just visit our website and you can add yourself. Next on the agenda, we have our Member of Parliament of Orleans, Mr. Andrew Leslie. On behalf of MCC, I sincerely appreciate your efforts in helping organizing this dinner at this particular venue. Au nom de la CCM, j'apprécie incroyablement vos efforts C'est pas facile de mettre un événement de cette vigueur en place et c'est grâce à vous que c'est possible. Mr. Leslie, a little bit of information, he was elected as Member of Parliament for the Liberal Party of Canada, representing Orleans in October 2015. He was the co-chair of the Liberal Party of Canada for the International Advisory Committee, focusing on foreign affairs, defense, veterans, international trade, international aid, security, immigration, and cybersecurity. In his first term, Mr. Leslie held the role of Chief Government Whip and is now the Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Foreign Affairs with special responsibilities for Canada-US relations. Let us warmly welcome Mr. Leslie.
What our Master of Ceremonies didn't say was that every now and then I get to go to Washington and I go to meet a certain gentleman, not alone of course, and I'm really proud to be Canadian. I would ask my friend and an exemplary parliamentarian if she would mind joining me on stage, Mona. And I'm going to share my time with her, and I'd like to tell you a story of yesterday. So yesterday I had the privilege to be in the House of Commons engaged in a swearing-in ceremony of about 40 newly arrived Canadians, and 30% of them were Muslims. Now these are all Canadians going to my riding. And I'd like to compliment them and you for choosing to come to Canada. In some cases, you had to fight to come to Canada. You made a conscious choice. You sweat, you struggled, you had to give up a great deal. And here you are, and your rich religion and your community links binds and unites you in a way that is exemplary. And as Canadians, all of us in this room, or those wishing to be Canadians very shortly, speak to us afterwards. We're delighted you're here. We're delighted you're part of our citizenry. We're delighted to represent you. So thank you. What I propose to do is to offer a letter on behalf of actually a friend of ours, who's not here tonight, and then I'd like to turn the podium over to the MP for Ottawa-Vanier. Dear friends, sorry, once you get to a certain age, I'm pleased to extend my warmest greetings to everyone taking part in the second annual Unity Dinner hosted by the Muslim Coordinating Council of the National Capital Region. Since 2006, this organization has promoted cooperation amongst its member organizations for the benefit of Canadian Muslims and the wider community. This special occasion offers an opportunity for religious leaders, academics, diplomats, and local officials in the nation's capital to meet in a spirit of unity for community and country. I commend MCC NCR for fostering goodwill and fellowship amongst Canadians of all faiths. Canada is a nation defined by and celebrated for its pluralism, and you can take pride in your efforts to strengthen its multicultural fabric. Please accept my best wishes for an enjoyable evening and for every success in the future. This is signed by a gentleman who's currently somewhere in the Far East, signed Justin Trudeau, the Right Honourable Prime Minister of Canada. Tawar, would you come up and accept the letter, please? So thank you for being on your parliamentary grounds and in this wonderful facility.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you so much for being here and especially for inviting me to this second annual event. I'm so glad to see all of you. Merci beaucoup d'être là et merci de nous montrer l'exemple, comment des communautés peuvent se rassembler, travailler ensemble et être forts pour
nos futures générations et les générations actuelles. You know, I wanted to thank also the youth in my community who come and talk to me and share their how proud they are of being part of the Muslim community, not only in Ottawa-Vanier, but in our national capital region. And I really commend them to continue to bridge with all youth in our community, because that's where our future is. Merci beaucoup. Bonne soirée.
Merci, Monsieur Leslie et Madame Fortier, pour vos mots et votre encouragement. And thank you so much for reading that letter from the Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. It is so greatly appreciated. And just a side note, so this is the second annual dinner. Will our third annual dinner be here? Let's hope Mr. Leslie can help us out with that next year. All right. So, I want to take this opportunity to once again thank our wonderful sponsors. Their generosity goes a far, far way. Again, they are in the diamond category, Human Concern International, Dr. Jamshed Billingsbridge Dental Center, our platinum Adonis Investors Group, Salon Kebab, and the Embassy of Republic of Iraq. Our gold sponsors, Dominion Lending, Nikaki, Coast to Coast Real Estate, Akram Sayed, Siraj Institute, and our silver sponsors, Maple Coaching Services, Dr. Sara Sayed, Hujama by Suzanne Osman, Sadaka Food Bank, Lock Solutions, and POC India. So another round of applause for them. On that note, a short video from Human Concern International, who are doing a wonderful job in our community. Please pay attention to the screens.
Planting a seed is easy. Growing it takes some effort. Sunlight, water, good soil, and once it takes root, time creates something strong and dependable. Human Concern International is invested in raising a forest of able and independent communities. We actively provide assistance to refugees and families, supplying food, medical equipment, educational needs. We believe in dignity for all, fulfilling the basic needs of people in difficult circumstances and ending poverty in the world. Fleeing conflicts and disasters, seeking safety, a decent livelihood, a rewarding education. It is our duty to assist them in achieving their true potential. Planting a seed is easy. Growing it takes some effort. Your contributions are a major part of that effort. Your support gives him hope, allows her to dream, and lets their family enjoy a moment of peace. Your support means a lot. Thank you. Your generous contributions are a big part of making a positive change in the world.
Now I'd like to introduce our next speaker, Sheikh Ali Karmali. Sheikh Ali Karmali grew up in Montreal, where he completed his university degree in computer science. Thereafter, he studied Islam in the Hausa Islamic Seminary. Sheikh Ali serves the community by teaching theology, jurisprudence, tafsir, philosophy, and ethics, advising the youth on social and mental health issues, and offering seminars on marriage, communication, political engagement, and ethics. He also lectures in various Islamic centers. Please welcome Sheikh Ali Karmali.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين. Distinguished guests, mes chers frères et sœurs, assalamu alaikum. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Quran says, وَأَعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا. Hold fast altogether to Allah's cord and do not be divided. Allah says, hold on to the rope of Allah. Hold on to the tenets of the faith, the beliefs, the principles of the deen. Have faith and do not break up into factions. Do not cause division amongst yourselves. Fighting amongst ourselves, disputes, divisions, and separation are something that should not exist in a Muslim's vocabulary when it comes to other Muslims. We have left the teachings of our Prophet behind. Do we see countries cooperating with each other for the good of humanity? Or do we see violence between countries, bombing innocent women and children? We see Muslims being driven out of their homes, Muslims being persecuted, dying of hunger. In our lifetime, we've seen a group of people emerge who believe that it's their right to decide who has iman and who is a kafir. And they feel it's their right to commit horrific, violent, and shameful acts. And they claim that they are justified in doing these atrocities. Does not the Quran teach us that whoever kills a soul unjustly or causes corruption on the earth is as though he has caused the death of all mankind? This is how grave that sin is, how despicable the act is, and how much punishment it deserves. But what would happen if we followed the teachings of Rasulullah? What if we obeyed the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Take your minds to a little town. People are seemingly going about their lives, farming on the land, selling their crops, and doing well. But all is not as it seems. You see, this town lies on a very popular trade route between Yemen and Syria, in a valley that is green with lots of vegetation and a pleasant climate. It's the oasis town of Yathrib, and the year is 570 AH. This town is shared by several tribes, two of which are Arab tribes who had migrated there from Yemen, and three Jewish tribes who had migrated from the areas of the peninsula. For over 5 generations, these tribes and all the families that make up these tribes have been entangled in war, disputes, and battles with each other. Children and even parents have known nothing but war, as if it's been something that's been inherited down to them by their forefathers. Women in their society are considered less than second class in society. The birth of girls is considered to be shameful to the family, and social norms of society are such that they don't think twice before committing infanticide. The economy is largely based on agriculture and craft work. Competition is fierce. Theft is rampant. And the moral values of society and the family are eroded. A group of these people once traveled to Mecca from Yathrib and have the pleasure of meeting the Prophet. The nur of Allah touched their hearts. and they accept the message of the Prophet. This is what they have to say upon accepting the deen. They say, the fire of war constantly kindles between us. We hope that the Almighty Allah will quench it by means of your sacred religion. And so they return to Yathrib and they start propagating the teachings of this religion. People start hearing about Islam and the Prophet. And more people start to accept Islam. A few years later, another delegation comes to the Prophet and makes an agreement. The text of this agreement has been recorded in history. We have concluded an agreement with the Prophet that we shall be duty-bound to act this way. We shall not associate anyone with Allah. We shall neither steal nor commit adultery. We shall not kill our children. We shall not slander one another, and shall not fail to perform good deeds. You see, these people saw something. They saw that the deen of Islam, the tenets of the faith, were based on the natural disposition of mankind. It was in line with the goodness that a pure heart has. They saw Islam as a solution to their moral problems, a solution to their political problems, to the fighting that was plaguing them, to the racism, to the injustice, to the usurping of rights of women and the poor. So they invite the Prophet ﷺ to come to Yathrib, to establish Islam and the teachings of Islam there. What happened? Slowly, society starts to change. The Muhammadan light descends on Yathrib. With the coming of the Prophet, a new social order starts to be established. The Prophet teaches them polytheism is no longer accepted as religion. Theft, adultery, and other vile acts against other fellow brothers and sisters are not to be accepted. They are shameful, wrong, and a sin. Every human being is worthy of respect and dignity, regardless of social class, regardless of race, regardless of gender. So is their family. So is their property and their belongings. One should preserve this dignity whether in the presence of the person or not. He encourages good actions, such as helping a person in need. The Prophet ﷺ rallies the people around these values. MashaAllah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. Allah says, we did not send you the Prophet, but as a mercy to all the religions, all the nations rather. He brings them together under one banner, the banner of truth and faith. He attracts them and encourages them to build a better society and a community based on these divine, righteous, and good values. He encourages them to stop their fighting. 100+ years of war. He brings them together. He establishes cooperation between them, a unity between them. Yathrib changes, transforms, revolutionizes into a new city, the city of the Prophet, Medina, Madinatun Nabi. There is a lesson in this for us. The Prophet ﷺ did not come to divide the people. He did not come to cause discord between communities and nations. Rather, he came to establish a religion which would establish justice with one another, forgiveness for one another, striving towards goodness and prosperity. When you have justice and you have people who are willing to forgive one another, how can you have fighting and wars? Brothers and sisters, make Islam your deen, your way of life. Implement Islam in everything that you see and see how it changes your life. We talk a lot about unity. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also talks about unity. Allah says in Quran, إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ إِخْوَةٌ. The faithful are indeed brothers. What is the relationship of a person to his brother? If a person sees his brother and his family going hungry, what will he feel? Will he sit down to eat his meal alone? If a person sees his brother standing in front of a bulldozer, protecting his family home from usurpers, will he sit comfortably in his own home? If we really took a look at the verses of Quran and we took them as Allah's words and implemented them in our lives, what kind of a society could we have? Look back at Medina for a moment. After the Prophet ﷺ migrates with a small group of people, political, ideological, and economic refugees in our terminology, they come to this city. They have no ties in this city and no experience in earning a living through agriculture. The Prophet declares a pact, the pact of brotherhood. One Ansar, the local, will be paired up with a Muhajir, the immigrant. Look what happens. Remember, these Ansar are just new Muslims compared to the Muhajirs. They open up their homes, their wallets, and their hearts. It has been said that some of them literally took all of their belongings, divided it in half, and gave it to their new brother. The Quran describes these good people. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in one verse says, "And they prefer the immigrants over themselves, though poverty be their own lot." With that one pact, the Prophet ﷺ established a brotherhood like no one has ever seen before. Unity between Muslims. Remember, the Muslim Muhajirs were not of the same tribe as the Ansar. In fact, some of them were not even of the same race or even social status. The Prophet is telling them that regardless of your social status, if you were a master and this was your slave, he is now your brother, equal to you in every respect. Regardless of your race, you will stand next to each other in prayer. You will shake hands with each other. You will break your fast and you will eat iftar with each other. Do we have that kind of brotherhood? Do we consider the happiness and success of others as important as our own? Let us take a moment to re-examine our centers, our masajids, our halaqah groups, our social networks. Are we implementing the teachings taught to us by the beloved Prophet? Are we implementing the teachings of Quran? Can we call ourselves an ummah? Unity is not something external to Islam. It's not that we as Muslims must be good Muslims first, and in order for us to succeed or survive as a minority population, we need to unite. No. Islam will unite the people. A good Muslim is one who is united with other Muslims. These are the teachings of Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, be lenient with the mu'mineen. When somebody makes a mistake or does something that we don't agree with, we shouldn't be so quick to judge, to expel them from our social networks, from our social circles, or our WhatsApp groups. Or God forbid, to do takfir. We are all human. We are not infallible. We all make mistakes. The solution is guidance, forgiveness, and patience. Is that not what the Quran teaches us? Is that not the seerah of the Prophet ﷺ? When the old man was traveling with him, speaking ill about the Prophet, not knowing who he was the Prophet not patient with him? When the woman was throwing garbage out of her window, as he walked on the street day after day, did he not go to console her in her sickness? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us two treasures. The noble Quran, the word of God himself, and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, an impeccable role model for us to emulate and to learn from. We need to hold on to those. If we want to be united, we need to follow our Prophet. We need to implement the Quran in our lives, in our families, and our communities. Unity for the sake of Allah. Unity in the way of Allah, by following the teachings of Allah's role models, obeying His message, worshipping Him, loving Him. That is true unity. Unity for the sake of He who is one, He who is absolute unity. We can do it. Alhamdulillah, we are blessed. We have the teachings, we have the Quran, we even carry it around in our pockets. We have the teachers, we have scholars, books to teach us the seerah of the Prophet and lessons that he has taught to us. We even have YouTube videos. We have the means to attain this knowledge, to understand what we need to do. We have the resources. One of the greatest resources, you and I. Each and every one of us can play a part. Yathrib. Yathrib did not turn into Madinatul Nabi in the hands of a few. It wasn't the executive or the city council that made the city the envy of the world. Everybody came together. Those who could read and write taught those who couldn't. Those who had memorized the verses of Quran taught Allah's words to those who did not know. Those who knew how to farm taught agriculture. Those who knew business taught and participated in the economy. Everybody participated. When it was time to build the masjid, did not the Prophet himself participate in its construction with his own two hands? Everyone contributing to the society, a society based on divine principles. This is what we have been taught. Islam encourages us to acquire knowledge. Let's encourage our educational centers. Let's teach our children Islamic values. Let's encourage our elementary schools. Let's build our high schools up. Let's establish universities where our children are educated with Islamic values and divine knowledge. Let's build support networks and programs for the elderly. No one in our community should feel lonely. Let's do more to establish support networks for those who are suffering. Let's ensure that no Muslim struggles with depression, anxiety, or any other mental issue. Let us assist and establish more support networks for the destitute in our society, the poor, the sick, the homeless, the refugees. Let us be like the Ansar to them. And let us be active, confident, principled parts of Canadian society. Brothers and sisters, let's play our part. On the day of judgment, we'll be questioned. Let us follow in the footsteps of our beloved Prophet ﷺ and establish a society, a united, cohesive, loving, spiritual society. Let us set the groundwork for He whom we are all waiting. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us in this cause and keep our hearts pure and dedicated in pleasing Him. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sheikh Ali Karmali, for those words and wisdom. It was a very heartfelt speech, and it enlightened us. Thank you so much. Now, I'd like to invite up on the stage with myself our current and past presidents, Brother Tahwar, Brother Zakaria, Brother Ghulam, and of course our founder of MCC, Brother Azhar Ali Khan. So if you can just come join me on the stage for a quick minute. Alright, so with your presence, I'd like to say a few words. I have had the pleasure of working with a certain individual who has contributed towards MCC for a very long time. His name is Brother Jaffa. He is a very patient, kind, generous man who he's always there to help us whenever we need it. We appreciate his help very much with everything we do. Events like this are never possible without his contribution. With that being said, I'd like to invite Brother Jaffer to the podium, please.
I got off guard. I wasn't expecting, I don't even know they are appreciating my work. It's my duty to the community, and I'll continuously doing it and will do it, continue doing it. And thank you, Azhar Bhai. Everybody know my mentor is Azhar Bhai for a long time, and we've been working for the last 15 years together on this MCC project, and inshallah we'll continue to do it.
All right, so now, time for our last but not least speaker for tonight's event, Sheikh Omar Subaydar. Sheikh Omar Subaydar was born and raised in Toronto, Canada. He memorized the entire Quran by 1993. For further Islamic education, he attended the Institute Alamiya program and completed the program in 2001, where he was then granted the Certificate of Scholar of Islamic Sciences and Arabic Literature from the Institute. Currently, the Sheikh serves as the director of the Mataba Institute, the COO at the Halal Monitoring Authority, the founder and president of Bukhari Publications and Bukhari Academy, the founder of Muslim for Canada, and the Khatib at the Islamic Society of Peel. Please help me welcome Sheikh Omar Subaydar.
Good evening, everyone. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are we all doing tonight? Isn't this a beautiful evening? MashaAllah. Let's give a big round of applause to all the organizers and all the volunteers to make this event happen. It was a long drive from Toronto. I did just arrive probably 1 hour before the event. But I will say, after entering this room, all that fatigue has just completely disappeared. Alhamdulillah, I would like to congratulate the efforts of the MCC for bringing together all of these different Muslim organizations and focusing on unity and using that unity to benefit the disadvantaged of the community, those people who are struggling within the community. They are there in one united fashion, offering a helping hand and a shoulder to lean on. This is truly commendable work, and we praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He has used this organization to accomplish such a feat. MashaAllah. Now, when it comes to unity, as our dear Imam Ali was pointing out, we talk about it all the time. We hear about it within our social gatherings. We see that we're talking about the different political challenges and the political climate of different countries and how Muslims are not uniting. We hear that all the time. But you know, the one thing that we really need to focus on is that if we really want to accomplish unity, unity starts with us. Unity starts with me. I am the community. I am part of the society. And if I really want to see change, as the famous saying goes, you have to be the change you want to see. If we want to accomplish unity, then unity is going to have to begin in an active fashion, and it all begins from the heart. It all begins from right here, where our beloved Prophet ﷺ has given us some teachings that would help accomplish that, as our Imam Ali was pointing out. Our beloved Prophet Muhammad ﷺ took refuge in the city of Medina, a community that was heavily divided, that had just undergone a civil war between the Aus and the Khazraj tribes. They had lost all their leadership. That city was pretty much leaderless for 5 years, until the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, had come into that city and was given the reins of leadership, and he took over, and as a result he made this beautiful community where people who would not want to look at each other eye to eye were all of a sudden closer than blood brothers. Well, what happened exactly? How did that transformation come? It wasn't just about giving simple instructions and talks, but it was actually to acknowledge that there is a journey that has to be undertaken. It's an active effort. It's not something that is going to be accomplished passively. So some of the things our beloved Prophet ﷺ did was to first and foremost establish unity. And after that, maintain the unity. And then from there, you become a model society. So some of the basic teachings our beloved Prophet ﷺ had shared. For example, he had asked, is there anyone in this crowd that is going to take 5 pieces of advice from me, and they will act upon it or teach it to someone that will act upon them? You had the likes of Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, who presented himself, and the Prophet ﷺ took his hand, and then he gave him a few pieces of advice. Amongst those pieces of advice that our beloved Prophet ﷺ offered was, and I'll quote the Arabic first. He said, وَأَحْسِنْ إِلَى جَارِكَ تَكُنْ مُؤْمِنًا وَأَحِبَّ لِلنَّاسِ مَا تُحِبُّ لِنَفْسِكَ تَكُنْ مُسْلِمًا. The Prophet ﷺ said, and I'm paraphrasing, he said that, be good to your neighbor, and you're going to be a believer. This is one of the first steps to becoming a believer, that you are going to be good to the person that is in your immediate surroundings and extended surroundings. Make sure you're good with them. And then he says something very interesting, that love for people, not Muslims, love for people, all people, وَحِبَّ لِلنَّاسِ, love for all people what you love for yourself, and you will be a Muslim. تَكُنْ مُسْلِمًا. These were some of the foundational principles that the Prophet ﷺ had instilled within the community, and they took it to heart. They embraced it, they acted upon it, and thus 1400 years later, now we live in a world where there are approximately 1.7 billion people who say La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, that there is no God except Allah and Muhammad is a messenger of Allah. This didn't happen overnight. It only happens when we take those words to heart and we actually make the effort to make them a reality. Now, when it comes to trying to make unity, there are always going to be those individuals that are going to be the driving force of trying to accomplish this. And others are going to be a bit more passive. That's just the nature of the community. There's always going to be people who take a leadership role, and then there's others who will just follow the leaders, especially when they're doing a good job. But there's always going to be issues. There are always going to be problems. That's just being human. Right? The Prophet, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has already told us in the Quran, خُلِقَ الْإِنسَانُ ضَعِيفًا. When it comes to mankind, we have been made deficient. We are going to have our flaws. We are going to have our deficiencies. That's a given. That's the way Allah made us. That's a reality. We acknowledge those realities and then we work with those realities. So there are going to be days where there is a bit of disagreement. There are going to be days when we don't share the same opinion. There are going to be days when all of a sudden someone has said something that I don't agree with. That's just a given. Now, are we going to use that to break the very unity that certain people have worked so hard to establish? Or are we going to overlook those differences, work with those differences, and continue to maintain the unity? Remember, unity, the beauty of unity is not that everyone is agreeing upon one philosophy or has one way of life. The beauty of unity is that we work with our differences on a united platform and we march forward. So, the Prophet ﷺ, what he did is he identified this by saying, الَّذِي يُخَالِطُ النَّاسِ وَيَصْبِرُ عَلَىٰ أَذَاهُمْ خَيْرٌ مِنَ الَّذِي لَا يُخَالِطُ النَّاسِ وَلَا يَتَحَمَّلُ أَذَاهُمْ. أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. The Prophet ﷺ said, and I paraphrase once again, that person who intermingles with others, and he's going to be patient over the inconveniences that he experiences with that individual, because let's face it, we're going to come across cases where someone is saying something, doing something, presenting themselves in a way that is not completely conducive to our personal liking. That's always going to happen. So the Prophet ﷺ is telling us, is making us aware of this, that if we are going to be that person that intermingles, that interacts with other individuals, and whatever small inconveniences, minor inconveniences we experience with that individual, we are patient over it. We are better than that individual that wants to retreat in a silo, that wants to get away. He says, خَيْرٌ مِنَ الَّذِي لَا يُخَالِطُ النَّاسِ. He is better than that individual that does not want to intermingle, that does not want to be part of society, that basically retreats and goes away from society and does not want to tolerate the inconveniences that he experiences within that community. So these things are a given. So as a result, what is going to happen, that alhamdulillah, you have all of these organizations that have come together, and this inshallah will be a model for the rest of Canada. There are going to be those days where there's going to be organizational differences, there's going to be personal differences. Don't let those differences get in our way. We've had plenty of experience with this, and the thing is that it's much more easier to work with each other than against each other. It doesn't really cost a penny or a dime to be nice. Really. It doesn't cost a penny or a dime to be nice. Well, sorry, pennies don't exist anymore. Sorry. So say a nickel or a dime. So, alhamdulillah, we have all come here together. Let this be the bismillah to greater initiatives, especially the initiatives that the MCC has taken up. I was just reading in the booklet that has been provided, and some of the things that they are focusing on is trying to cater to the needs of people who are going towards crime or extremism, or people who are become victims of addiction. Whatever the case may be, this is the prophetic model. This is exactly what our beloved Prophet ﷺ had promoted. Right? He himself said, "Ibghuni fi du'afaikum," and I quote the Arabic verse, "Ibghuni fi du'afaikum." If you want to look for me, then look for me within your weak. The people that others typically neglect, ignore, don't give them attention. You want to find me, you'll find me with those people. And then the Prophet ﷺ said, فَإِنَّمَا تُنْصَرُونَ أَوْ تُرْزَقُونَ بِضُعَفَائِكُم. You want God's assistance, you want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help you, sustain you, provide for you, then that's going to happen when you are supporting your weak. That's where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's help lies. So we're always going to have this within society, that there are those who Allah has blessed a bit more than others, but that blessing is not for that individual to pat themselves on the shoulder over, but is to share with those that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has withheld certain blessings. And as a result, we work together in this united fashion, and we create greater opportunities for every single individual. Look, as Muslims, we do not subscribe to the philosophy of survival of the fittest. That is not within our vocabulary. We don't subscribe to that philosophy. There's no such thing as survival of the fittest. What we believe in is healthy living for all. That's what we believe in. Healthy living for all. And that's only going to happen when we act upon those foundational principles. Our beloved Prophet ﷺ was dictating to Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, وَأَحِبَّ لِلنَّاسِ مَا تُحِبُّ لِنَفْسِكَ. That you like for all people what you like for yourself. We want to see ourselves be successful. We want to see ourselves be respected. We want to see ourselves being in a healthy position when it comes to our social dynamics, our domestic dynamics, in the workforce, in the corporate world, wherever it may be. We want to be healthy in every area of life. And when we want that for ourselves, then in order to qualify as a Muslim, we must want that for every single person walking on this planet. And it's going to start with this place of Canada, which we all call home. This is one of the best human projects that we've seen in recent history, where we have such diversity. I mean, alhamdulillah, I have the privilege and I've got the honor of traveling the world all the time. I mean, just 2 days from now, I have to travel to South America. All the time, I keep on getting to see different lifestyles, I get to see different communities. And the one thing I will say, you know when they say there's no place like home, I will honestly say this from the bottom of my heart. Really, there is no place like Canada. There's no place like home. I will conclude with this, that alhamdulillah, Allah has given us a land where there are tremendous opportunities. There's nothing stopping us here from progressing in any area of life except ourselves. The doors are open. We can go as far as we want. A very close friend of mine who's an entrepreneur, he said that never say that the sky is the limit. Because the moment you've said that, you've already limited yourself. There are no limits. You go as far as you want. So let's inshallah avail of the opportunities Allah has given us in this blessed land, and let's extend those opportunities to others as well. Jazakallah khair wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillah.
Jazakallah Sheikh Omar Zubaydar for that beautiful speech. And again, I really like what you were saying. It doesn't cost a thing to be nice. Let us not let our differences get in the way. And this healthy living motto, we definitely got to apply that.
Hi sir, how are you today?
I'm very well. Thank you for being here.
Appreciating. How do you find this is second second occasion, and you speak very well, I hear.
Well, it's a magnificent community of communities, and I compliment the Muslim Coordinating Council in the National Capital Region for all their great work in welcoming fellow Canadians who share the Muslim faith.
Very good. How do you think that you're a very growing community here, and as you see, said in your speech, that the more immigrants come and more Muslims, most of them are Muslims. How do you find this growing up, and what do you say about like these sort of occasions? You sponsored this occasion, I believe.
Yes, we sponsor. My team sponsors this, and we work with the communities to invite them to their Parliament Hill, into this magnificent building, the Sir John A. Macdonald building, and the local community members and local members of Parliament, Liberal members of Parliament, all get together and we support this activity.
That's wonderful. Like, wanted to pass any message to the community from here and through this media to Montreal viewers or to all Canadian Muslim society?
Well, in my former life, I was a soldier, so I've been many parts around the world. I compliment all those of the Muslim faith who struggled and who've chosen to come to Canada, and for becoming the good citizens that they are. And it's a way to return some of our thanks for their contributions to the community.
Exactly. Thank you very much, sir.
You're more than welcome.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pakistan, thank you. Thank you for coming. बिल्कुल ठीक है.
माशाल्लाह आपने बहुत बारौनक महफिल सजाई MCCA की जानिब से. अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह सेकंड टाइम.
जी, हमारा ये सेकंड एनुअल डिनर है माशाल्लाह.
कितनी ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस इसके अंदर हैं? और
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह हमारी MCC के अंदर 30 ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस ऐसी हैं जो मेंबर हैं हमारी.
अच्छा.
और सबसे की बात जो है, ये माशाल्लाह MCC वहद ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है जिसमें सुन्नी, शिया, वुमेन, एथनिक कम्युनिटी और यूथ सब शामिल हैं.
वाह वाह वाह.
और ये आप ऐसा कभी किसी आप अदर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में आप देखा नहीं होगा. तो हम माशाल्लाह यहाँ से प्लेटफॉर्म शुरू कर रहे हैं. आइडिया ये है कि तमाम लोगों को इकट्ठा मिला के चलें, और बहुत से ऐसे प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं जो कम्युनिटी वाइड जो हम कर सकते हैं, लेकिन उनको करने के लिए ज़रूरी ये था कि पहले हम सब इकट्ठे हों. और इसलिए माशाल्लाह हमने तमाम ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को इकट्ठा किया. आज आप देख सकते हैं माशाल्लाह 24 ऑर्गेनाइजेशन माशाल्लाह आज हमारे पास आई हैं, और ये बहुत कम एग्जांपल्स हैं ऐसे. और बहुत हम खुश हैं इसके लिए, और आपके भी शुक्रगुजार हैं कि आप भी तशरीफ़ लाए. थैंक यू वेरी मच.
क्या अभी अपकमिंग क्या प्रोजेक्ट्स आपके चल रहे हैं इस वक्त, और क्या किस किस्म के प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं, कुछ बताएं ताकि नाज़रीन को पता चले और अवेयरनेस इसकी हो.
जी जी. सबसे पहली बात ये है कि जो भी हमारी कम्युनिटी के अंदर वल्नरेबल कम्युनिटी है, ख्वाह किसी भी एथनिक ग्रुप से वो ताल्लुक़ रखती है, MCC के प्लेटफॉर्म से हम उनको हेल्प करना चाहते हैं. ये बहुत ही की एस्पेक्ट है इस चीज़ का. दूसरी चीज़ ऐसी है, ख़ास पे यूथ, जैसे कि आप जानते हैं स्पेशली नॉर्थ अमेरिका में और यूरोप में हमारी यूथ जो है वो ड्रिफ्ट हो रही है डिफरेंट डायरेक्शन की तरफ. और ख़ास तौर पे बीइंग ए मुस्लिम, अनफॉर्चुनेटली हमारे ऊपर जो लेबल लग गया है, ये हम इस चीज़ को ख़त्म करना चाहते हैं. तो हमारी एक ख़ास ग्रुप है जो काम करते हैं यूथ के ऊपर, और यूथ की मेंटर करने के लिए, उनकी तरबियत करने के लिए, और उनको वापस लाने के लिए. और दूसरा सबसे आपको बड़ी सुन के खुशी होगी, MCC के प्लेटफॉर्म से ये ऑटवा वहद शहर है कि उसके हर हॉस्पिटल में आपको हलाल फूड मिलेगा. ये ऐसी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन माशाल्लाह हमने इस सिस्टम में काम किया है कि देखें, मरीज़ जो हैं वो मुस्लिम कम्युनिटी के भी जाते हैं, दूसरे भी जाते हैं, लेकिन मुस्लिम कम्युनिटी के मरीज़ अगर हॉस्पिटल में हो तो आपको ऑटवा के हॉस्पिटल में माशाल्लाह हलाल फूड मिलता है. तो ये MCC की काविश है इसके अंदर है. और दूसरा हमारा जो है कोऑर्डिनेट करना गवर्नमेंट के साथ, पार्लियामेंटेरियंस के साथ, सिटी गवर्नमेंट के साथ, प्रोविंशियल के साथ मिलकर हम कैसे इकट्ठे चल सकते हैं, ये ज़रूरत है इस वक्त की कि उस पर हम काम कर रहे हैं.
जो आपके अभी मुख्तलिफ जैसे आपने बताया 23 ऑर्गेनाइजेशन अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह यहाँ पे मौजूद हैं अंडर दिस रूफ. जी. और तो ये सब ऑल बिलोंग्स टू ऑर्वर रीजन, या इसके अलावा भी, मतलब ये
बहुत अच्छा क्वेश्चन है. देखें, हमारा इरादा ये था कि पहले हम इस फाउंडेशन को ऑटवा के से शुरू करते हैं. यहाँ से अगर हम स्ट्रांग होंगे और हम अपनी एग्जांपल पुट करना सकते हैं, तो हमारे इस मॉडल को हम इम्प्लीमेंट कर सकते हैं मॉन्ट्रियल में, हम मॉडल को इम्प्लीमेंट करते हैं टोरंटो में, और दूसरे शहरों में भी जा सकते हैं. तो असल चीज़ ये है कि हमारी अपनी स्ट्रांग फाउंडेशन ऑटवा में कायम हो जाए, तो उसके बाद इंशाल्लाह हम दूसरे शहरों में, इरादा यही है. MCC वी वांट टू ग्रो कैनेडा वाइड.
दैट्स गुड. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया.
थैंक यू.
बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया
आपका आने का भी शुक्रिया. थैंक यू सो मच.
तो नाज़रीन करम, हमारे साथ मोहम्मद अज़हर अली खान साहब फाउंडर हैं MCCA के. बड़ी खुशी हुई आपसे मिलकर.
जी, मुझे भी.
بتانا چاہیں گے کیسے آپ نے اس چیز کا سوچا کہ ایسے کسی آرگنائزیشن کو بنایا جائے اور کس طریقے سے اس سفر کا آغاز آپ نے کیا؟
جب میں شروع میں اوٹاوا میں آیا تھا تو اس زمانے میں نہ تو کوئی امام تھا،
اچھا،
نہ کوئی مسجد تھی،
اچھا،
ایک بنی تھی، وہ بھی کافی عرصے بعد.
کس ایئر کی بات کر رہے ہیں ہم؟
یہ 65 کی میں بات کر رہا ہوں.
اچھا، 65.
لیکن اس کے بعد یہ ہوا کہ بہت سی مسجدیں بن گئیں اور سب اپنی اپنی مسجد میں جانے لگے، لیکن مسلم آرگنائزیشنز کا آپس میں کوئی کانٹیکٹ نہیں تھا. سنی آرگنائزیشنز کا بھی ایک دوسرے سے کانٹیکٹ نہیں تھا، اور شیعاز اور سنیز میں پھر ڈویژن ہو گیا، کیونکہ شیعاز نے اپنی مسجدیں بنا لیں، سنیز نے اپنی، تو کمیونٹی بالکل بکھر گئی تھی تقریباً. اور اس کے نتیجے میں یہ تھا کہ جو ہمارے صحیح مسائل تھے بچوں کے لیے یا بیواؤں کے لیے یا مینٹلی ایل لوگوں کے لیے، وہ سب جو ہیں ان پہ اثر پڑ رہا تھا، کیونکہ اس سے غفلت ہوتی تھی اور سب اپنی ڈیڑھ اینٹ کی مسجد بنا رہے تھے. تو میں نے پھر خاص طور سے 9/11 کے بعد اور جب میں گورنمنٹ سے ریٹائر ہوا تو میں نے سب مسلم آرگنائزیشن سے بات کی کہ بھائی کچھ تو کوآپریشن کرنا چاہیے، اور ہمارے جو بچے جیل میں جا رہے ہیں کیونکہ ان کو کوئی سپورٹ نہیں مل رہی ہے، ان کو سپورٹ دیجیے. جو بیوائیں ہیں آپ ان کو سپورٹ دیجیے، جو نئے ریفیوجیز یا امیگرنٹس آئے ان کی سپورٹ دیجیے. تو ہم لوگ مسجد تو بناتے ہیں مگر یہ کہ کمیونٹی کو نہیں دیکھتے. تو میں نے سب آرگنائزیشن سے بات کی اور اس طرح پھر یہ بنی. تو اس کا فائدہ یہ ہوا کہ شیعہ سنیز بھی ساتھ آ گئے، وومنز آرگنائزیشنز بھی آ گئیں اور یوتھ آرگنائزیشنز بھی آ گئیں، اور دھیرے دھیرے کام ہو رہا ہے. انفارچونیٹ چیز یہ ہے کہ اب بھی پروگریس بہت سلو ہے. لوگ اپنے اپنی آرگنائزیشن میں لگے ہوئے ہیں اور جوائنٹلی اتنا کام نہیں کر رہے جتنا کرنا چاہیے. لیکن یہ کہ کم سے کم بنیاد پڑ گئی ہے، بیج ڈال دیے گئے ہیں اور تھوڑے تھوڑے پودے نکل رہے ہیں. اور یہ سیکنڈ یونٹی ڈنر ہے، اس سے حکومت کو، این جی اوز کو، چرچ گروپس کو، سب کو پتہ لگتا ہے کہ مسلمان جو ہیں ان میں کینیڈا کے لیے کنٹریبیوشن بھی کافی کر رہے ہیں اور آپس میں اتحاد بھی کافی ہے. اور اس کے تھرو ہم اور کمیونٹیز سے بھی یعنی تعلقات اپنے بہتر کر رہے ہیں. تو کوشش یہ ہے کہ مسلمانوں کے مستقبل کے لیے کینیڈا میں مل کے کام کرا جائے.
بہت اچھا. ماشاء اللہ سے 23 آرگنائزیشن اس وقت؟
نہیں، 23 سے زیادہ
ہے ماشاء اللہ.
زیادہ ہے.
تو ابھی بھی آپ مطلب جب آپ نے شروع کیا یہ سب کچھ تو کچھ کافی
30 سے تقریباً 30 آرگنائزیشن
30 آرگنائزیشن ماشاء اللہ بڑی افورڈ ہے.
مگر کچھ اس میں چھوٹی ہیں آرگنائزیشنز، کچھ بڑی ہیں، لیکن 30 ہے ماشاء اللہ تقریباً.
کیسا مستقبل دیکھ رہے ہیں؟
مستقبل اصل میں ایک طریقے سے روشن بھی ہے اور دوسری طریقے سے نہیں بھی ہے.
اچھا.
کیونکہ کینیڈا میں فائدہ یہ ہے کہ آپ کو پریشان نہیں کیا جا رہا. آپ اگر اپنے گھر میں بیٹھیں، اپنی نوکری میں لگے رہیں، کوئی آپ کو پریشان نہیں کرے گا. تو بہت میجورٹی جو ہے مسلمانوں کی، ان کا یہ عالم ہے کہ وہ حصہ نہیں لیتے کمیونٹی کے کاموں میں، چونکہ وہ اپنے مطمئن ہیں اپنے کاموں سے، اپنی زندگی سے. تو اس لحاظ سے روشن نہیں ہے معاملہ، کیونکہ ضرورت تو یہ، اور ایسی جگہ میں جہاں کی کمیونٹی کو کوئی خطرہ ہو تب وہ مل کے کام کرتے ہیں. یہاں وہ خطرہ نہیں ہے، بہت آزاد ملک ہے، تو اس لیے لوگ اس کی ضرورت نہیں محسوس کرتے کہ مل کے کام کریں. دوسرے یہاں وقت کی بڑی کمی ہے، چونکہ اکثر بیویاں بھی کام کرتی ہیں، بچے بھی اپنی پڑھائیوں میں لگے رہتے ہیں، تو لوگوں کو زیادہ وقت نہیں ملتا. تو اس لحاظ سے یہ ہے کہ زیادہ آپٹیمسٹک ہم لوگ نہیں ہو پاتے، کیونکہ اگر سب مل کے کام کریں تو بہت کچھ اچیو کر سکتے ہیں. لیکن اگر یہ کہ 100 میں سے صرف 3-4 کام کریں یا 2-3 تو ذرا دھیرے پروگریس ہوتی ہے. مگر آن دی ادر ہینڈ یہ ہے کہ ہم لوگوں نے جو بھی کام کیا اس کو لوگ مان رہے ہیں. اب ہمارے ساتھ تقریباً 30 آرگنائزیشن مل چکی ہیں اور ماشاء اللہ چل رہی ہیں. اور ہمارے یہاں یہ ہے کہ ون مین آرگنائزیشن نہیں بنائی. ہم لوگ کوشش یہ کرتے ہیں کہ جو بھی ہمارے ساتھ آ جائے اس کو لے لیں اور ہم الیکشنز میں نئے لوگوں کو لاتے ہیں تاکہ یہ ہے کہ ون مین آرگنائزیشن نہ بن جائے بلکہ سب مل کے کام کریں. تو ماشاءاللہ اس لحاظ سے بڑا اچھا چل رہا ہے. ابھی ہمارے 3 فارمر پریزیڈنٹس یہاں موجود تھے, زکریا صاحب, مداری صاحب, مطہر صاحب, انور جی ہمارے جو پہلے ایک اور پریزیڈنٹ تھے وہ آج نہیں آ سکے. تو یہ آپ دیکھ رہے ہیں کہ ماشاءاللہ سب اپنا کام کر رہے ہیں اور پھر وہ کرسی پکڑ کے نہیں بیٹھ جاتے بلکہ سب ہٹ جاتے ہیں. اور شیعہ سنیز میں یہاں بہت اتحاد ہے اور یہ کینیڈینز یا اسلام فوبز یہ نہیں کہہ نہیں سکتے آٹوا میں کہ مسلمان آپس میں لڑ رہے ہیں یا کوآپریٹ نہیں کر رہے یا مسلمان آپس میں نہیں مل کے رہ سکتے. یہاں وہ دیکھ رہے ہیں کہ شیعہ سنی وغیرہ سب مل کے کام کر رہے ہیں. تو یہ اس کا ماشاءاللہ کمیونٹی پہ بھی اثر پڑ رہا ہے اور ہمارے فیلو کینیڈینز پہ بھی. تو اسلام جو ریلیجن آف پیس کہی جاتی ہے اور رسپیکٹ فار وومن اینڈ چلڈرن, وہ MCC میں ان کو روز ملتی ہے اس کی مثال.
تھینک یو ویری مچ حضرت خان, بہت بہت شکریہ آپ کا. بہت خوشی ہوئی, آپ نے بہت ڈیٹیل کے ساتھ بتایا. محترم ناظرین, یہ تھے محمد اظہر علی خان صاحب, فاؤنڈر آف MCCA. بہت بہت شکریہ سر. محترم ناظرین, MCCA کے وائس پریزیڈنٹ مسٹر جعفر ہاشمی صاحب ہمارے ساتھ ہیں. جعفر ہاشمی بھائی, بہت بڑی کوشش, بہت بڑی کاوش آپ کی ہے اس تمام چیز کو سجانے کے اندر اور مختلف سوشل ورک کے اندر. کیا کہنا چاہیں گے آج کی شام کے اندر؟
میں سب سے پہلے تو آپ کا شکریہ ادا کروں گا کہ اس کولڈ ویدر میں, جبکہ اتنی برف کا طوفان آیا ہوا تھا, مونٹریال سے تشریف لائے اور ویدر میں یہاں ہمارے پروگرام میں شرکت کی, ہمیں آپ نے عزت بخشی. یہ کمیونٹی جو ہے آٹوا کی بڑی وائبرنٹ کمیونٹی ہے اور میں یہاں پر آیا ہوں 45 سال پہلے اور اب ہم اس جگہ پر پہنچے ہوئے ہیں کہ آٹوا شہر کے اندر کوئی جماعت سنیوں کی ایسی نہیں ہے جس کا ہم سے رابطہ نہ ہو, کوئی شیعوں کی جماعت ایسی نہیں ہے جس کا سنی جماعتوں سے رابطہ نہ ہو. اور یہ یونائٹڈ فرنٹ ہے. 40 جماعتیں جو رجسٹرڈ ہیں, جو مسلم ادارے ہیں, مسلم انسٹیٹیوشن ہیں, وہ سارے لنک ہیں. اور یہ ہم نے کوئی 15 سال بڑی خدمت کی ہے, کام ورک کیا ہے, ساری ایسوسیشن سے ملے ہیں اور انہیں ایک پلیٹ فارم پر لے کر آئے ہیں. اس میں اظہر بھائی جن سے ابھی پریزیڈنٹ فاؤنڈنگ ممبر تھے, ان سے آپ نے بات کی ہوگی, وہ اس کے فاؤنڈنگ ممبر ہیں اور ان کے ساتھ میں 15 سال سے لگا ہوا ہوں. اور اب ہم اس مقام پہ پہنچے ہیں کہ یہ ڈنرز جو ہیں شیعہ سنی گیدرنگ ٹوگیدر, اس میں اسماعیلی بھی شامل ہیں, اس میں بوہری بھی شامل ہیں, اس میں اور دوسرے ڈفرینٹ کمیونٹیز, ایتھنک کمیونٹیز میں افریقان, صومالین سے لے کر سعودیز, کویتی اینڈ ساری کمیونٹیز اس کے اندر شامل ہیں, ٹرکش, پاکستانی. سو ہم ریگارڈلیس آف اے ایتھنیسٹی we are working on Islam. At this in Canada, if we are together, we can prosper us as a Muslim more stronger and more better. And we have convinced all ultra Shia and Sunni together to make sure we stay together and work together. We are coordinating in the blood donation drive. We are coordinating together. آٹوا میں جب یہاں کینیڈا ڈے ہوتا ہے تو وہاں پر ہم پانی ڈسٹریبیوٹ کرتے ہیں شیعہ سنی مل کر اور 20,000 لوگوں کو پانی پلاتے ہیں اور بوٹل بانٹتے ہیں, جگہ جگہ کیمپ لگائے ہوئے ہوتے ہیں, بلڈ ڈونیشن کرتے ہیں. اور اب ہم ہیومینیٹیرین سروس پہ کام کر رہے ہیں اور انشاءاللہ وہ سینٹر بھی جلد قائم ہو جائے گا. اور اس کا بڑا فائدہ یہ ہوا کہ جو ہمارے بڑے ایونٹس ہوتے ہیں وہ ایسا ہم چاہتے ہیں کچھ سنیوں کو بلائیں, سنی چاہتے ہیں شیعوں کو بلائیں, مگر سب کی ٹیک پہ اگر وہ ایک ہی ٹائم پر ہوتے ہیں تو کوئی دوسرے کو بلا نہیں سکتا. تو اس سے ہمیں فائدہ یہ ہوا کہ ہم 40 آرگنائزیشن جو ہیں وہ اپنے پروگرام جو ہیں سال بھر کے چاک آؤٹ کرتی ہیں. اگر کسی کا اوور لیپنگ ہو رہا ہوتا ہے تو اس سے ڈسکس کر کے اس کو آگے پیچھے کر لیتے ہیں اور سب کے لیے فری ہینڈ ہوتا ہے. سب سارے پروگراموں میں ایک دوسرے کے پارٹیسپیٹ کر لیتے ہیں. اس کا بینیفٹ ہے
ماشاءاللہ سے. یہ سیکنڈ آپ کا جو
یہ ان گیدرنگ تو یہ سیکنڈ ہے, مگر یہ اس سے ذرا چھوٹے لیول پہ پروگرام جو ہیں وہ آلریڈی 15 سال سے ان پروگریس تھے
جیسے کہ پکنک ہوتی ہے جس میں تقریباً 2000 لوگ شرکت کرتے ہیں، اس میں سارے مکتب فکر کے لوگ آتے ہیں اور بڑی جگہ پر کی جاتی ہے. تو وہ ایونٹ اپنی جگہ ہے. میلاد النبی کا ایونٹ ہوتا ہے، وہ اس سے بھی بڑا ایونٹ ہوتا ہے، اس میں بھی شیعہ سنی دونوں آتے ہیں. اور ہم جب سے آیا ہوں میں نے کوشش یہ ہے کہ جو بھی ایونٹ آٹوا میں گورنمنٹ کی نظر میں جانے والا ایونٹ ہو اس میں شیعہ اینڈ سنی پارٹیسپیشن ایکول ہو. سو یہ ہمارا ایک ہم نے ڈیسائیڈ کیا ہے. اسی بیسس پر ہم دوسری جماعتوں سے ہم نے لنک کیا ہے اور وہ اس بات سے ایگری کر گئے ہیں کہ ہاں ضرور دونوں جب اگر اس کنٹری میں رہنا ہے تو مل کے ہی رہ سکتے ہیں اور اتحاد سے گاڑی آگے بڑھ سکتے ہیں.
اتحاد بین المسلمین کی اس فضا کو آپ قائم کرنے میں
ایگزیکٹلی یہی ہمارے مرجعوں کا حکم ہے آیت اللہ شستانی کا کہ مل کر رہو اور یونٹی از دا بیسٹ تھنگ. تھینک یو.
بہت بہت شکریہ آپ کا.
بہت بہت شکریہ آپ کی آمد کا.
السلام علیکم. کاشف کیسے ہیں آپ؟
الحمدللہ کی بات.
میرے خیال میں کاشف آپ اپنے بارے میں خود ہی بتائیں کیا کچھ کر رہے ہیں کن ناظرین کو.
میرا نام سید کاشف علمدار ہے. اسلامک شیعہ اساتذہ ایسوسیشن آف آٹوا کا پریزیڈنٹ ہوں. نسیمکو کا اس وقت میں ایگزیکٹو کونسلر ہوں. نسیمکو ہی کا میں آؤٹ ریچ پروگرام کو لیڈ کر رہا ہوں اور ان کی پالیسی اینڈ پروسیجر کینیڈا کی ٹیم کو لیڈ کر رہا ہوں اس وقت. ایم سی سی کے ساتھ میرا تعلق تقریباً 5-6 سال پرانا ہے. جعفر بھائی کے تھرو ایم سی سی میں آیا تھا. مقصد صرف ایک ہے ایم سی سی کا ہو چاہے آئی ایس آئی آٹوا کا ہو چاہے نسیمکو کا ہو کہ کمیونٹی کو زیادہ زیادہ سرو کیا جائے. اسپیشلی جو ہمارے یوتھ ہیں جو ہر جگہ نگلیکٹ ہوتے ہیں ان کو کیسے ایڈریس کیا جائے, ان کے پرابلمس کو کیسے ایڈریس کیا جائے. جو انٹرفیتھ ڈائلاگس میں بات کرتے ہیں اکثر کہ مختلف مذہبوں کے ساتھ مل کے بیٹھنا, لیکن ساتھ ہی ساتھ ہم اتحاد بین المسلمین کی اور ساتھ ہی ساتھ اتحاد بین المومنین کی بھی میں بات کرتا ہوں.
کس حد تک کامیاب اپنے آپ کو سمجھتے ہیں اس وقت؟
بہت زیادہ. اس کی چھوٹی مثال دیتا ہوں کہ ہماری مجالس میں اچھے خاصے اہل سنت کے حضرات آ کے بیٹھتے ہیں اور میں اکثر ایک بات کہتا ہوں کہ ایبسولوٹ اتھارٹی میکس اے پرسن کرپٹ. اور جب آپ کسی بھی محفل میں بیٹھے ہوئے چاہے شیعہ کی ہو چاہے سنی کی ہو, اگر آپ ایبسولوٹ اتھارٹی دے دیں گے ذاکر کو یا پڑھنے والے کو تو وہ اس مزاج سے پھر مجلس پڑھتا ہے یا اس مزاج سے لیکچر دیتا ہے. لیکن جہاں مکس گیدرنگ ہوتی ہے تو ان کے الفاظ بڑے نپے تلے ہوتے ہیں کیونکہ وہ سوچ کے ایک ہی جملہ بولتے ہیں. الحمدللہ اس پہ ہم نے بڑا کام کیا ہے. ایک ذاکر جو آتا ہے ہمارے مسجد میں ہم ان کی 5-5-6 گھنٹے کی اسپیچز دیکھتے ہیں یہ پتہ کرنے کے لیے کہ کوئی ان کا کوئی ٹریک ریکارڈ تو نہیں ہے کسی بھی قسم کا کہ جس میں جو ہے کسی بھی فرقے کی کسی بھی
یوتھ کو کس طریقے سے دیکھ رہے ہیں آپ, ان کے لیے کیا کر رہے ہیں, آپ کا ادارہ کیا کر رہا ہے؟ ایم سی سی کی طرف سے تو یقیناً ایک بہت بڑا پلیٹ فارم آپ لوگوں کو اویلیبل ہے یہاں پہ.
آٹوا کی یوتھ کے لیے ہمارے اپنے اگر آپ سینٹر کی بات کریں تو ہم سنڈے مدرسہ جو رن کر ہی رہے ہیں کافی عرصے سے بھی چل رہا ہے. وہ گوئنگ انٹو رمضان پروگرام, رمضان میں ہم تقریباً ہر ویکینڈ پہ یوتھ کے لیے کوئی نہ کوئی پروگرام ہوتا ہے. اور اسپیسیفکلی پروگرام بھی نہیں ہوتا, ورک شاپس ہوتے ہیں مختلف جس میں ان کو کچھ نہ کچھ نیا سکھانے کی کوشش کی جاتی ہے. تھوڑی سی ہماری لیکنگ ہے اس وقت ریزن عالم پروگرام کے حوالے سے, اس پہ بھی کام چل رہا ہے. انشاءاللہ اگلے 4-5 مہینے میں وہ سالو ہو جائے گا پرابلم. وہ آنے کے بعد تو میرے ابھی بھی نیکسٹ ایئر کا ہمارا انشاءاللہ پروگرام ہے. البت سینٹر کے ساتھ ہم مل کے ایک پروگرام کر رہے ہیں, یوتھ کیمپ کر رہے ہیں جس میں شیخ ونی نے کنفرم کر دیا ہے ٹورنٹو سے, اسد جعفری صاحب, سید اسد جعفری صاحب ٹورنٹو کے, ان سے بات چل رہی ہے. اور شیخ علی کرم علی, یہ 3 مل کے جو ہے یوتھ کیمپ آرگنائز کریں گے. 60 ایکڑ کی زمین ہے, جگہ ہے جہاں پہ انہوں نے اپنا کیمپ بنایا ہوا ہے. تو انشاءاللہ آئیڈیا یہ ہے کہ مختلف کیٹیگریز میں یوتھ کو ڈیوائڈ کریں گے ایج وائز, کیونکہ ہر کسی کی اپنی اپنی نیڈز ہے, اپنی اپنی جو ہے ضروریات ہیں. اس حوالے سے اس کو ڈیوائڈ کریں گے انشاءاللہ تعالیٰ. اور 2 یا 3 دن کا رکھیں گے کیمپ. اگر لانگ ویکینڈ ہو تو 3 دن کا رکھ لیں گے, نہیں تو 2 دن کا. دیکھیں ہمیں بہت ساری چیزوں پہ یوتھ کے پوائنٹ آف ویو سے سوچنا پڑے گا. ہم ٹریڈیشنل جو اسٹیٹس کو ہے اس کو تھوڑا چیلنج کرنا پڑے گا.
ابھی یوتھ کے کیا تعداد ہے آپ کے اندر, آپ کے ادارے میں یوتھ کی کیا تعداد ہے؟
ہماری ٹوٹل اسٹرینتھ تقریباً 350-400 کے قریب ہے
یوتھ کی,
ٹوٹل امام بارگاہ کی
یوتھ کے اندر. اس میں کیا پورشن اس کے اندر؟
تقریباً 80 سے 90 یوتھ ہیں اس میں سے. تو اراؤنڈ 20-25% جو ہے وہ یوتھ ہے اس میں. ہمارا جو گول ہے وہ یہ ہے کہ دیکھیں میں اردو 1 یا 2 جنریشن تک بچا لوں گا, اس کے بعد نہیں بچ پائے گی. اور اسپیشلی میں
ماشاء اللہ سے کافی اچھی کوشش ہے تمہاری اس کے اندر. बहुत शुक्रिया.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Pleasure to meet you as well in this lovely event.
Exactly. I would like to say something about yourself and what you're doing here and how do you find.
Well, I am here as a guest of MCC, and we are active members of the Orleans community and therefore of Masjid Bilal, and very pleased to be here as guests of Brother Tahawur and the MCC itself. More so, very, very pleased to see such a wonderful event in such a beautiful venue, and the strong, amazing message that was shared this evening.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
So how do you see, what's your future plan like in the...
Future plans,
yeah.
Who knows what can happen, but the plan is to be involved in the community, stay involved, and represent the community as much as possible in whatever way, in whatever capacity that I can help. And inshallah, if there's any opportunities to help the community in a bigger, better way, then that's the mission that we'll take.
That's a wonderful
thing. Yes. Such a pleasure meeting you, and so great to see so many different communities.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
Nice to meet you, Khadija. Thank you very much.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Take care.
Okay.
Lovely
Bye-bye.
meeting you.
Assalamu alaikum.
वालेकुम अस्सलाम व रहमतुल्लाह।
नाज़रीन, हमारे साथ शेख उमर सूबेदार साहब मौजूद हैं. हम इनसे कुछ जानना चाहेंगे और उनके कुछ मैसेजेस लेना चाहेंगे. So, sir, you give a very powerful speech. Alhamdulillah. I would like to just tell about something about yourself. And
there's not much to tell. I do reside in Brampton, Ontario. I began my journey here to serve the community as an imam in the Islamic Society of Peel back in 2003. I served as a full-time imam there until 2015. As of late now, I'm just doing some part-time services for them. And I went on to establish a couple of institutes, a publications company, a charitable organization that's working for the welfare of the disadvantaged in the community. So pretty much got my hands a bit tied up right now.
MashaAllah. How do you find this MCC? Under this roof, there are 30 different organizations are together.
It's phenomenal. Because how many times do we find organizations living in their own silos? Rather than embracing other organizations on common platforms and just complementing each other. Many of the masjids and many of the Islamic centers are overlapping in certain services. So if we can draw from each other's strengths and, enhance those services with those strengths, then alhamdulillah, there can be nothing better.
MashaAllah. I would like to if you would like to give any message to the viewers who were watching you at that moment.
Well, I would just say that alhamdulillah, it's a blessing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us faith, He has given us iman. We just need to strive on a day-to-day basis to continue to recognize who our Allah truly is, understand the message and the impact that our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam had on the community, and don't just leave it to talk, but embrace it, live it, and then have the same impact that the Muslims had in Medina here in Canada.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Sheikh Omar. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Hi, today we have Dania Bala with us. Nice to meet you, Dania.
Nice
How are you?
Very good, thank you.
What a beautiful, beautiful atmosphere here.
Thank you so much.
And beautiful representing.
Thank you so much. Yes, we had a great diversity today. Lots of people. I think we had over 300 people, close to 350 people. I think people got a taste of what MCC is, what it's doing for the community, all this bridge building, bringing the community together, people from all sorts of faith. And it's good that we do this annually, and hopefully we'll continue doing this, and you never know, maybe expand in different cities, inshallah.
Yeah, of course, inshallah. Yeah. You also doing some newsletters, and what is your activities rather than that? So can you please tell the viewers about it?
So MCC currently has a newsletter that goes out frequently. It contains all sorts of events that happen in Ottawa from different organizations. It kind of combines them all, and at the same time, if there's any interesting articles that Muslims should be aware of, we transmit all that in our newsletter. It's mccncr.org, our website, if anybody wants to sign up. And at the same time, we organize different events. events. Like, it doesn't have to be necessarily a Muslim event. This year we did a badminton tournament. It was fabulous. People had such a great time. It brought the youth together, people from all different groups and different ages. And then we had a competition, and like, sports really is another way to bring people together.
Exactly. Anything else, Dani, you would like to say to the viewers?
I would like to say that one of our speakers said something really nice today. He said, it costs nothing to be nice. It doesn't cost a dime, it doesn't cost a penny, just to be kind to each other and, create a healthy space so we can always speak to each other kindly and help each other and promote each other. And yeah.
Thank you very much, Dani.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, have a wonderful evening.
Bye-bye.